Hello, this is Miss Pat from Samuel's Public Library. This week in Science Scouts, we're going to talk about clouds and what kind of clouds bring rain, what kind of clouds we just see in the sky and they're nice and white. So you can see I have my umbrella out because we're going to talk about rain clouds. I'm going to make it rain later on. But for right now, we'll put this down. Our book today is going to be called Water's Way by Lisa Westberg Peters. And you can see he has his umbrella out. Water has a way of changing. It can rise from the sea or fall from the clouds. It can drift in a fog or lie still in a winter pond. Every day, water is changing all across the land and sea and sky, and changing inside Tony's house, too. Did you know the water can change inside your house? It was early winter. Outside, a breeze blew into the hills, and the smell of the sea filled the morning air. Inside, Tony kept an eye on the sky and a hand on his brand new sled. That's why he wanted to do something, huh? He was hoping for snow. Behind him, steam rose from a pot on the stove, and the smell of soup filled the morning. Okay, so you got the smell of soup, you got the smell of the sea. I guess you can. The water will transfer the smell. When the moist breeze from the sea met the hills, it rose and cooled off. Clouds formed in the sky. When the steam from the soup pot hit the cold winter kitchen window, it covered the glass with a foggy curtain. Have you guys ever done that? You go on your windows, especially in the cars or in the mirrors in the house, right? And you get this little foggy stuff. Outside, a few raindrops splashed on the ground. The air wasn't cold enough for snow. Soon, houses and hillsides shimmered behind the sheets of rain. What was Tony doing? Inside, Tony wrote his name on the foggy window and peeked through. Drips streaked the glass. Some of the rain collected into puddles, and some of it soaked into the ground, and tree roots sucked it up from the soil. Some of it seeped into the earth where it would creep through the rocks. A tiny puddle formed on Tony's windowsill. Tony poked at it. There'd be no sledding today. In the warmth of the afternoon sun, roofs dried out. Puddles shrank, and the evergreens lost their glisten. In the kitchen, the fog on the glass and the puddle on the windowsill disappeared. Right? Last week, we talked about the water cycle. That's evaporation. By evening, a nearby creek grew wide and full from the day's rain. It surged downhill, down to the sea. After supper, Tony climbed the stairs for his bath. He turned on the tap full blast, and a steamy torrent filled the tub. We do have water in the house, don't we? When the creek reached the sea, salty waves washed in and out, around and around, until the creek blended into the sea. When Tony stepped in for his bath, he added a few drops of green soap. He sailed his boats in and out, around and around his bathtub ocean, until the green streams faded and blurred. I wonder if he turned green, huh? The wind stirred up the surf, and a bit of the sea escaped into the sky. It was invisible, but the smell of the sea filled the air. Tony whipped up bubbles in his ocean, and the smell of soap fill the room. As the breeze from the sea met the cool air over the land, tiny drops formed around specks of dust. Each drop was too small to see, but together they made clouds. As Tony headed for bed, he found another window clouded, this time from his bath. That night, the air turned cold, cold enough for the tiny drops in the clouds to freeze into ice crystals. They grew larger and heavier. Think he's going to get his wish? At night, Tony dreamed of sledding. He stayed warm and cozy beneath a mound of blankets, but the fog on the bathroom window froze into a frosty curtain. By dawn, the clouds were thick with ice crystals. The larger ones, too heavy to float, began to fall. In the morning, Tony woke early. He quickly scratched a hole in the frost. Was it cold enough for snow? Houses and hillsides vanished behind a wild flurry of snowflakes. The snow settled on the rooftops and the evergreens. It covered the new layer of ice on the puddles. A snowflake landed on Tony's face. He wished it would last forever, but it soon melted in his smile because water has a way of changing. Okay, so they talked about how the water disappears and how it goes up and it hits cold air, and then it attaches itself to dust, and you got little water drops in the air. And all those little water drops are going to stick together. And when it gets to be too heavy, they're going to fall down. So we're going to look at how that works and what kind of, all right, so how come it doesn't rain whenever we see clouds? We see clouds a lot, especially the last couple of days, right? All right, so cloud will form when water vapor condenses in the cool air. Now remember, we talked about that last week when we talked about the water cycle. All right, the liquid droplets that evaporated, they're going to stick together, they're going to become droplets again. And when too many drops are in the cloud, it becomes heavy and the droplets are going to fall back to earth. Right, the clouds, all clouds are formed from water droplets, but not all of them get so full that we get rain from all of them. Some of them we just see. And then they turn into other kinds of clouds that will eventually turn into rain. All right, so the types of clouds that we see that don't give us precipitation or rain or snow, like Tony was looking for. Okay, so we have cirrus clouds. These are these wispy clouds, and you see them on clear, sunny days. Okay, it looks like cotton that's been pulled out, and you can't really see fluffy stuff. These ones on the other side, they look like cotton balls that have just been a little misshapen, right? So these are cumulus clouds. They have fluffy round tops like cotton balls. But you're going to see that they're going to start getting a little gray at the bottom because they're going to turn into something else. Okay, now these cirrus clouds, they're really up high. Those are really ice crystals up there. Okay, but it's too hot and it's too sunny for them to, and there are not enough of them to actually make us snow. These ones you'll see on snowy days or on rainy days. Lately, we've seen a lot of these on the rainy days. Okay, and you can watch them move. Stratus clouds are thin gray ones. They're closer to the ground. They're going to bring light rain or drizzle. These are the kinds of clouds that we do give us rain. Okay. Nimbostratus, nimbo usually means rain. Stratus means it looks like a blanket. You can't see where the clouds really end. Okay, it just looks like all gray. Okay, those are thick layers. Whoops, didn't want it to go back there. Sorry about that. All right, so the nimbostratus are going to bring us longer periods of rain. And the cumulonimbus, Okay, that's these ones over here. Okay, they have many water droplets at the bottom. And if you watch them, okay, they're growing up at the top. So they're cumulus clouds. They're the little fluff balls, but then they look like they're growing and growing and growing. And then it's really dark at the bottom. And sometimes you can see this is not a tornado down here. This is where the rain is falling down. Okay, they can bring heavy rains, thunderstorms, hail, tornadoes. So when you see these cumulus clouds that all got together and they're growing and growing, and those are usually on really hot days, okay, that's where this thing here at the bottom, though, this is the rain coming down. Okay, and sometimes, like the other night, I saw one when I went to Walmart. I could see one in the distance over towards Signal Knob in Strasburg, and it was raining over there, but it wasn't over here. We just had cumulus clouds in Front Royal. So we're going to talk about saturation. Saturation means something is so full, it can't hold any more liquid. So if you guys ever use a sponge, and I know you guys do have sponges, right? So you have a sponge, but it's not saturated. It can hold more. And then it can hold just enough. It's saturated. And if you keep adding more, what happens? It starts dripping, right? Your sponge will start dripping all over the floor. Same thing with your clothes, right? Or a towel. When you use a towel or a paper towel to soak up water, right? It gets saturated. It's not dripping. But if you keep using it and then you pick it up, it's going to start dripping water. That's beyond saturation. That's what clouds do. Okay, when it starts dripping water, it means it's got too much rain in there. So if you guys come into the library, you're going to get a little kit, and it's going to have a jar. Some of them might have labels on them. You're going to get a little container, not full of water. You guys can fill that up at home. And you're going to get a sponge. Okay, and what you guys are going to have to do is you're going to put the sponge across the top of the jar, right? And these are dry sponges. I've been trying to dry them out. Some of you have seen me inside the library trying to dry them out, right? You're going to have to fill up your jar with water. Now, this other part is optional. If you have any food coloring, okay, you can add a drop of food coloring so you can see the water. All right. Put my top back on. Okay, so I made green water. Doesn't matter what color you use. Now, when you open the drop, just want you to pour just on the top, okay? In one spot. We're not trying to soak a whole sponge. I'm just pouring in one spot. You could do it with a cup. You see, I'm not pouring it into the jar. I am just pouring it onto the sponge. Now, I don't know if you guys can see, it's actually spreading out up there. My whole sponge is kind of getting wet. Right, and this would be the clouds. The water is condensing in the air. It's all sticking together. Right, all this water is sticking together. I do want you guys to see that my sponge, you can see some of the dry parts. Right, but my sponge, even though I'm pouring it in this one spot, it's kind of spreading all over, and that's what the rain droplets in the sky do. Okay, they kind of start hanging on to more and more up. And I don't know if you can hear it. But as I do this, right, and you can see it's dripping because it's gotten so wet, it can't hold anymore. And And that's what clouds do. After a while, there's so much water in the sky, so much water in the clouds, they can't hold anymore. And that's when it's going to rain. Now, this is very saturated. I want you to see. There's still a lot of water up there, huh? But it wasn't too wet that it kept dripping. It's still wet. And I could add more to it, and I can make it rain again. But because it wasn't saturated, once I squeezed it out, it wasn't saturated anymore. Okay, so I want you guys to kind of see. Okay, so this is what happens with clouds. They're going to get so wet or so saturated that some of the water is going to drip down. Now, that doesn't mean all the clouds disappear. Sometimes you see dark gray clouds. Sometimes you see light gray clouds. Light gray clouds have water in them, okay? But dark gray clouds have a lot of water in them. And once the dark gray clouds get too much water, right, it starts dripping. Right? Those cumulonimbus, those really big thunderclouds, they get a lot of water. Whenever you see dark gray clouds out there, it's getting so much water at the bottom that it's going to start dripping. It's going to start precipitating or raining. If it's in the wintertime, it's going to snow. Right now, we're going into spring and summer. It's not going to snow. Okay, but we'll get rain. And even though there's still water up here in my cloud, it's not raining anymore because it's not saturated. It doesn't have enough water to do that. Okay, now you can squeeze it. But we can't do that to the clouds when we want rain, all right? Our farmers wish we could, because then we could water our crops a little bit better. So again, you guys can come in and you guys will get a jar, and you'll get a sponge, and you'll get a container. Okay, and you guys can make it rain inside your house. And if you want to know about the water cycle, go back and look at last week's one. Okay, I'll look forward to seeing you guys next week, and we're going to talk about water pollution, okay, for Earth Day. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and looking forward to seeing you guys next week.